Hello guys, and let's not talk about politics today. Let's talk about something really hot. For example, Russian city Tuapse, because a big oil refinery was successfully targeted by Ukrainian drones there tonight. Actually, Tuapse oil refinery that is connected with a huge marine terminal for the export of oil to China is one of 10 largest in Russia. And any trouble, any destruction on its territory is a serious problem for Russian industry. Another explosions were heard in Rostov region, Morozovsk, on their military airfield, and most likely we've neutralized a number of oil depots there, which are used to fuel evil Russian jets. In total, 75 Ukrainian Angry Birds visited Russia and visited Russia successfully. So let me tell you more about this geography of Russia based on the locations of destructions of their military objects, all the materials carefully selected by the Ukrainian armed forces. My name is Anna and I vlog daily from Ukraine since the start of the brutal Russian invasion. So if you're new to the channel, you support Ukraine, please subscribe and help us fight against Russian propaganda and fake news. And my longtime friends, check your subscription status and hit notification button. I don't know how about you, but I've missed our geography lesson and I also missed information about the destroyed Russian oil refineries. And tonight the Ukrainian armed forces actually made my dream come true. There are lots of videos and footages that I cannot insert here because YouTube is too kind to Russians. But anyway, the explosions were loud and vivid. Those of you who follow the updates on my channel remember that in January, on the 25th of January, Tuapse oil refinery was targeted by Ukrainian drones, which caused the paralysis of its facilities. But of course, half a year passed and they've managed to do something. Actually, it's very difficult for Russia to repair oil refineries because the majority of details they need are in Europe or the United States, and they cannot get them because of sanctions. That is actually how sanctions can work, in combination with successful combat operations by the Ukrainian armed forces. Tuapse is located on the shores of the Black Sea, close to the Caucasian Mountains, and could have been a beautiful resort, but now it is turning in a war zone. And all because of Putin and his population that wanted to defeat Russia, but in the result, they will collapse and they will dismantle. Ukrainian strategy to target oil refineries is strikingly, it sounds nice, strikingly successful. I remember how at the beginning of this epidemic of smoking on Russian oil refineries and depots, even our allies asked us not to do this because the world is too kind to Russia. The only way to return back to normalcy is actually to defeat Putin and to demonstrate it to other countries. And I think it's so beautiful that this oil refinery that was targeted today by Ukrainian drones was used by Russians to fuel the military machine because it's located close to the front lines and they supply a lot of diesel fuel to their jets, to their armored vehicles, but also they export this oil. But they export this oil to China. And that's a message to China. Please stop supporting Russia. And if you're new to the channel and you support Ukraine, please subscribe and help us spread more information about Ukrainian resilience and also various Ukrainian experiences, because that might be useful in today's turbulent world. And of course, share the videos if you feel like sharing. This helps inform the world too. Another important event happened in Morozovsk. Morozovsk is a crazy name for a town, and it's connected with frost, like frosty, but not in a nice way. And it is in Rostov region. Rostov region is a war zone in Russia, and they have a military airbase there. We love targeting it. Russians love returning jets there, so we continue, and it's a beautiful, beautiful process of destroying Russian military and Russian ammunition. Actually, there is a video on Russian Soviet vehicles, Russian Soviet tanks that they are using, and in reality they are running out of old Soviet crap. I will connect this video, so in case you haven't seen it, do check. It can actually tell a lot about the state of Russian military and the level of corruption in the Ministry of Attack, not defense, I'm sorry. So it was really loud in Morozovsk. Most likely, according to the videos shared, we have destroyed an oil depot located there that is used for fueling the aircraft. And oh my God, it's so difficult for my Ukrainian ears to listen to the speech of Russians that actually record these videos. It's such a dilemma because my Ukrainian eyes want to see these videos when I see Russian military objects on fire. What can be more beautiful? But at the same time, I can hear Russian speaking. And it's not just about like the sound of these people, but it is about how many bad words they are using. Actually, we did not discuss that on the channel in our Russian crime series or elsewhere, but it is paradoxically how many bad words Russian language has. I know every language has some F words and other stuff, but you cannot imagine how rich Russian vocabulary, which actually makes Russian language quite poor, I mean, in its social expression or something, because they have so many bad words. And when you listen to them, you could not even imagine such phraseological units existed, and it literally makes you sick. Oh, I should mute them perhaps. But by the way, they are totally media illiterate, and they provide all the information we need in their Telegram channels, in their Facebook, and by the way, they are super dissatisfied, but no, they will not go on protests. Another good video that we have on the channel is about protests in Krasnodar, about the blackouts caused by extreme heat and deteriorating, if not dilapidated, I'm demonstrating synonyms, I know, Russian electric grid. But what also like surprised me and reminded me, these protests in Krasnodar, never they protest against war, never they protest against the destruction of Children's Cancer Hospital. You will say me they are afraid, but oh my God, first of all, you cannot live in fear for that long. And second, well, don't you think I'm afraid for a long period of time living in a country that is constantly shelled? Don't you think I'm afraid when I hear an air raid alert? Don't you think I'm afraid when I hear an explosion? Because I've been in such situation, but I live a life of a decent human being, and I wonder why Russians don't want that. Because I'm sure for every person there is a line, something like that you cannot cross. And when you see that your army is killing children, not simple children, but cancer patients, perhaps something should click inside of you and make you protest, even at the cost of everything. And once again, if millions would protest, Russia does not have enough militia or security services to stop them. But no, they have the psychology of slaves. And this psychology of slaves actually makes them so brutal, so violent when they come as invaders, because that's the only moment when they feel themselves like something, when in reality it is a total betrayal and actually a total failure of a human being. So when we call them orcs, we actually do not dehumanize them, as some sensitive viewers may say. They dehumanize themselves when they do not protest about this war in Ukraine, about this disrespect to human life in their own country. And I'm not Russophobic, you know, I'm Russia disgusted. Join the channel if you're new, spread the news, that's important. And guys, we have a new beautiful drop in our merch shop. The link is in the description of this video. Maybe I will link it in the first comment. And this is a beautiful small collection that will help you spread more information about Ukraine, remind people. I know lots of these items work well as conversation starters, and That's important. So do check if you like t-shirts, sweatshirts, caps, and other stuff. And by the way, a new small drop for women. Maybe a woman will become a president of the US. What do you think about that? By the way, it's not about political thing that I'm asking you, because I know some are traditionally Democrats, others are traditional Republicans, some are independent. But do you think that the United States are ready for a woman president? Once Ukraine almost had a woman president, Yulia Tymoshenko, but you'd be surprised. Being very feministic, very emancipated, my culture, lots of people, especially from older generations, did not support her because they were afraid she's a woman. If you want, I may record a video about that and let me know in the comments below. Do you think the United States, your country, if you live elsewhere, the world in general, is ready for women presidents? And keep in mind, I'm a woman when answering. So we have headbands or something that you can use on your hair in the merch shop too. Join me on Instagram, X, Threads, and Discord. The links are also in the description of this video. Thank you for buying me coffees, becoming my patrons and sponsors of the channel, and helping me film and write more. And you know, I thought that the most difficult chapter in my book will be history, because our history is complex. But I'm writing about lifestyle, and I start with the very first day of invasion, and oh my god, it's very emotional. Sometimes I feel like I need to take a break. So I hope you will feel me when reading this book one beautiful day when I finish it. But thank you for your support and inspiration and cheering that you give me. I love you. Slava Ukraini!